Hello everyone, my name is Nuno. Today we're back with F1 2018 career mode for the Bahrain Grand Prix Round 2, Season 2. You can see, taking a look at the development, we're actually second best of all teams, right behind Ferrari, or right in front of Renault, Mercedes, and Red Bull. They're extremely close. You can't even see the difference. You can't tell the difference. They're just on the same road, so it's pretty much a five-way title fight at the moment. If we can use the good performance we have in the car to get something out of the races, and Fernando Alonso, of course, being a very overpowered AI, might as well do that. But let's get into qualifying here in Bahrain.
The cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. This has been an exciting track in times gone by, and typically it entertains the moment the lights go out.
It's the scene of many incidents as drivers jostle for position. You have to make a choice between going for it and self-preservation. There's no point in going in hot if you don't come out intact the other side. Even if you're at the front, you will be worrying about the guys behind you.
No point in coming in hot, so we're just gonna come in hot for our first flying lap. Very, very bad jokes, I know, but coming in our first flying lap, it wasn't really too good, to be honest. I was really frustrated during the practice sessions. I could only get a 128.5, so we pop out a new set of the super soft tires, and we see if we can go for another hot lap. But still a couple of mistakes here. They missed an apex. I was really frustrated with this track right here, because in time trial I was able to get all the way down to a 126, the late 126s. But we only managed to get a 121.1, and Fernando Alonso qualified in 4th place, around where he should be after the Ferraris, of course, still behind the Mercedes. Great qualifying from Lewis Hamilton there. But, of course, we can actually expect something good out of this season. We're definitely going to be challenging for titles, me and Fernando and the team, but the question is, are we going to challenge for a Drivers' Championship? We'll find out over the season, but it's going to be a very interesting season as we're coming in for round 2 here for Bahrain.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of SOCEAL as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10.
Okay, so we're gonna say thank you for the introduction, Crofty. Thank you for the introduction, Crofty. Coming to the race, we're taking a look at our simple strategy of a super soft to a soft tire, which we also did last season around. It was pretty much no difference as we're coming onto the starting grid for the round 2 of season 2 here in Bahrain. Coming onto the 5 red lights, and away we go. Daniel Ricciardo gets off to a banger start already there, or maybe it's just as it gets off to a very bad start. Bottas, they're right behind us, coming up on us, down into turn 1. We're going to make sure we don't log our brakes and smash into the back of them. As Bottas goes down the inside of us, we push him onto the curb a little bit, just a little bit, as Ricciardo and Verstappen in front of us are going side by side. We squeeze him out so we get the position there. We're still keeping it in 7th place, but Fernando Alonso out in front there. He's made up a couple of positions on the Ferrari, who's lost out so much. We're becoming very close to Ricciardo. The audio cuts out. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry about that, guys. But you know that happens quite a lot of times as we get very close to the back of Ricciardo. And we might be able to send it down the inside and turn 1 next lap, or maybe even earlier, but you know, who knows. But at the end of the day, the Red Bull has a little bit more pace than me. I'm just not too good on this day. So coming on to the second lap, lap 1 was relatively undramatic, no crashes or anything, but we actually get just a purple sector on lap 2. But then I missed the apex dramatically right after that. As we're now in front of us, we have the Red Bulls in attack on the one Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen there, who is of course known as the desert man in the practice session. He just walks around, but he ends out on top of that battle as the Red Bulls now going side by side down the long straight. We're spitting off so much clutching right behind us there, but the Red Bulls still going side by side. for my fault, they can crash together. We get more points for it, but you can see they're slowing down each other so much, we managed to catch up right up to the back of them. Maybe we can get involved, but they're using quite a lot of the track, so it has to be very, very careful if we're gonna get involved. And they're still side by side, but this corner usually brings one out on top, the best one who can keep their foot flat out. It looks like Ricardo's gonna take for the outside, but no. They're still going side by side out of that corner. This is an insane battle, but at the end of the day, you have Ricardo who ends out on top. As we're coming down to turn number 1 with Slipstream DRs, and we go down the inside of Max Verstappen. Almost hit the back of Ricardo there, but we get the position on the Max Verstappen under exit, and up to 6th place we go in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, we have a teammate not our teammate, what am I talking about? The Red Bull, Ricardo, they're trying to attack Kimi Räikkönen, the Finn, which will gain us more time, of course. We'll get closer to them battling because they're taking different lines and all that stuff. If you know anything about racing, you know that. And now we're coming into the pits together with quite a lot other of people, which is kind of worrying because we might get held up in the pits because we have a pit quite late, and we get held up massively. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 cars going past us, and it's a giant pit stop failure on lap 5. We dropped so long down the grid. And it's a failure for us because we had to wait for people to go past us. We held in the pits for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, which is quite a lot. And you don't want to lose that during a race, especially when it's only 25% race distance. So we eventually rejoin. We're only in 10th place. So we need to make up some position as Fernando Alonso tries to go around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen for the race lead, actually, after the pit stop round. Or Sebastian Vettel, that is. But he fights back Sebastian Vettel, but eventually it's actually Fernando Alonso who ends out on top. So at the moment, Fernando Alonso is leading the race, and in front of us, we have Perez and Grosjean who is battling it out, which will allow us to actually catch up to them a little bit more. You can see they're still battling a lap later than what we just saw before, and we just saying, hello, we're here, we want to get involved. And now we have Slipstream on Grosjean. We just surge to the inside, we outbrake him a little bit, we squeeze us down the inside to the inside apex, and on an exit we get him out there. Safe move, we do it on Perez again here at the last turn. So we're up into 8th place, but from 7th place it's still not a very, very good place. But here we have our teammate Fernando Alonso, who is in the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. If he can keep this home, it's going to be the first win for McLaren in this career mode, which shows some good signs. It would be very, very awesome if we could do that. So we're coming on to the last lap of the race in only 8th place. A very, very disappointing 8th place right here, but sometimes pit things. We'll do it better in China, hopefully, and we'll get off to a better thing as we're now. Here we are on the last lap. We just need to keep this clean without Perez there as we come on to the last sector of the race. And we have Sebastian Vettel out of the race with only a couple of corners to go. Here we have it from Verstappen. You can just see the Ferrari just there in the background there. Pulls over to the side with some smoke, which there was only a couple of corners left. That is so disappointing for him. And your race winner, ladies and gentlemen, Fernando Alonso. McLaren taking home the first victory in F1 2018, or 2019, whatever you call it, F1 2018 career mode, which is positive. So now it's just our turn to get that race win. But we come home to claim a very, very disappointing and sad 7th place, because we had Vettel return on the last lap there. So Fernando Alonso, great drive from him. What an extreme drive. This shows good signs. We only need to catch Ferrari, which pretty much none of the front-running teams has done any upgrades yet this season. They're gonna come on the board in Bahrain, in China, and Baku next times around. So you can see in 7th place, our teammate there in 1st place, Lewis Hamilton finishing right behind him, which means that Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are equal at the top of the Drivers' Championship. We're quite a far behind, which is not very, very nice, to be honest. And here you can see Sebastian Vettel with the DNF. So you had Raikkonen return the first race, Vettel return the second race because of engine issues. They probably need some more reliability on that one. You can see the top 8 drivers pretty much in contention for the title, pretty much the top 10 drivers who are in contention for the title. Not Renault, they've had a very, very bad season until now, even though they have a great performance. We get a buttload of R&D points that we can spend now, and a reputation jump quite a lot up. So China is going to be an exciting one. It could be a nice one. Talking about China, I'll see you on China. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all of that bullshit. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.